Alright, let's blow this popsicle stand. Hello people and welcome to a new episode of Blackwell Convergence. Last time, what were we trying to do? Oh yes, we were trying to get Charles's email password. But it's not working, and I still do think I have to talk to them.
I'm ready if you are.
Yeah, let's blow this popsicle stand.
But it's like, maybe I haven't chosen the right options talking to them. Maybe I have to push a little bit more, I don't know. I just feel like that's what I'm missing, because I don't know what else to do, basically.
Go right in.
So I'm just going to ask about everything.
Hi, Paul.
Hi again. What can we do you for?
Like, anything I can imagine. So let's talk about the park gallery.
Why weren't you at the opening last night?
Oh, it would just be in the way, you know? Art's not really our thing. But Josie knows what she's doing.
So we've asked about the park gallery. Let's ask about Monique.
Monique told me that you invested in CubeStar Films.
Monique, oh yes, she's the executive producer, isn't she?
Yes.
She's doing a great job. That place is earning money hand over fist.
So, CubeStar Films' success is because Frank Lyons
Do you know anything
died.
about Frank Lyons, the actor?
Of course. Can you believe it? A heart attack at his age. He looked healthy. Of course, who knows what kind of drugs those actors take?
So they claim they have nothing to do with that. And then there's John.
Have you ever heard of a guy named John Goldwater?
No, sorry.
And Lazarus Technology.
I heard that your foundation gave money to Lazarus Technologies.
Oh, yes. That was one of our first success stories.
So yeah, Lazarus Technologies, the competition of John Goldwater, who died after discovering, making a new device. But for some reason
CubeStar Films became successful after Frank Lyons died.
Did they? I suppose they did.
That benefits you too, doesn't it?
Oh, I see where this is going.
Let me break it down for you, Paul. Frank Lyons dies, and CubeStar Films becomes successful overnight. Claude Erdin commits suicide, and now the
I think
gallery
this is
selling
new
priceless
dialogue.
works of art. John Goldwater dies,
Yeah,
and
this
Lazarus
is new.
Technologies becomes rich and powerful. All these companies are represented by you. Don't you see how this looks?
This is a total coincidence.
Yeah, this is
Surely.
new.
Is it?
It is. And I'll tell you another thing. I don't like
Yeah,
these
yeah, he's getting
accusations.
angry.
I think you should leave.
I
Oh,
am going to get to the bottom of this.
Maybe you will, but it has nothing to do with us. Now go, before I call the police.
Come on, let's blow and let him stew for a while.
yeah, no, I think now might be a good time to eavesdrop.
Yeesh.
She's crazy.
Crazy with teeth. You gotta watch out for women like that, Scooter.
Scooter, you haven't called me that since we were kids.
Scooter!
Maybe I should start calling you that again.
Whatever.
We have his password, because his password was the name that Paul called him when they were in, when they were kids. So it's Scooter. So that's what we needed. All we had to do was make Paul angry, I guess. So let's have a look at his email. I think it would be with a... Yeah.
Charles doesn't get a lot of emails, it seems. There's just a bunch of names in his inbox. Frank Lyons, John Goldwater, Claude Erdin.
All the people that died.
Joey, look at this. It's like a hit list of everyone who
Yeah.
was killed by the Countess.
So Charlie was writing about each of the victims. I knew there was something fishy about that place. Come on,
Our name
let's
is
go
going
back
to
there and
turn
talk
up.
to him.
What on earth do we say?
Think of something, kid. History is repeating itself, and I don't...
Our name is going to
What was
appear.
that?
It looks like his inbox is being updated.
Yeah. We're screwed.
My name. That's my name.
That son of a... mess with us, will he?
He just marked me. I'm next.
Look, don't worry. She might not come right away. We have time to plan.
You killed Claude. And the others.
I did not kill. I healed them.
She's still
Damn it,
crazy.
We've heard this song before. Just back away, real slow-like.
I only want to help.
I think we've had about enough of your help, lady. Back off, kid. I'm ready this time.
I have to help her. Just let me help her.
Oh, yeah? Help yourself to this.
What? Am I supposed to run?
Nishanti? She's not in. Not that it matters. She wouldn't be able to protect me from a ghost anyway.
Go there. Oh my god, I think that
Where
was
is
it.
she? She isn't far. I can sense her.
You think I'm telling you?
Where?
Well, I know for sure she's not through that door behind you.
Good one, Joey. I think we have to go do something in our apartment. But what?
No place to go. I can't run away unless Joey comes with me, and Joey's the only thing holding her back. Come on, Rosa. Auntie did it 30 years ago, so can you.
What's with the picture?
I wish you were here, Auntie. I really
It
do.
was shaking.
That's far enough, sister.
Joey, leave it.
Leave it like hell.
Use the picture? What?
Look at this.
Who? That's... I wanted to help her.
And look where it got you. You think anyone appreciates your help?
No. No!
How did we end up here?
I have brought you here. You are safe now. I have saved you.
Saved me? What do you mean, saved me? What did you do? Joey, did she kill me? Am I dead?
I don't know. Lady, I suggest you start talking.
There is nothing to say. You are safe now, both of you.
My dear, you carry on so.
That's Madeline.
You. It's you. I've been looking for you for so long.
Aww.
Why did you leave me?
So she was the spirit guide.
Our host, you cast me out. You broke our bond. It's too late to repair it.
What? No. Why would I do that?
Your mind is so broken that you do not remember. My, you are a mess. You don't even know your own name, Countess, indeed. Regardless, it is time for this to end.
End? Is there an end?
For you, there can be, if you let me.
I trust you, Madeline. I always will trust you.
Rosangela Blackwell, Joseph Malone, it is a pleasure to finally meet you. I'm sorry it had to be under such unpleasant circumstances.
I still don't trust
Melissa
her.
was right. Who are you?
My name is Madeline, and a long time ago, I was this poor soul's spirit guide. She corrupted our bond, and I'm afraid the damage to both of us was quite severe. Can you help us? Can you help us end this cycle of death?
I know you.
I have been trying to reach you in your dreams. At long last, I am able to manifest myself here. But time is short. Will you help us?
Who are you?
As I said, my name is Madeline, and a long time ago, I was a spirit guide to the woman you know as the Countess. We were bonded, much like you and your guide are.
This music
Much
is
has
super
changed,
sad.
and time is short. Will you help us?
We've got some questions first.
Yes, I'm sure you do, but time is short. Will you help us?
Well,
Yes,
fine.
I'll help you. I don't have much choice. She's killed me.
Killed you? No. She left you quite unharmed. But regardless, there is no time to waste. Come with me.
Okay.
Now just relax.
Hey, what's the big idea? All right, you. Talk. Where are they?
The pattern. They're going to fix the pattern.
Talk sense, will ya?
The source. Cut off the source and the pattern will revert.
Why do I bother? Great. Trapped on another plane of existence with the Countess of Crazyville.
Ah,
They
Joey.
better know what they're doing.
Oh.
Hey, what happened? How did you do that?
This is where the link originates.
Link?
The bond between your Countess and her hosts. Part of her is trapped here. You must remove it.
Madeline, could I talk to you?
Of course.
How did the Countess get so...
Insane?
Yes.
Like you, her mind is a door to another plane of existence. By corrupting our bond, she opened that door so wide that it flooded her mind with unfathomable knowledge. She essentially has the universe inside her head, and no human mind can contain that. It broke her. She sees everything but understands nothing. If she didn't banish me to this place between worlds, I might feel more pity.
That's why I don't trust you.
Did you know her when she was alive?
Of course, we spent almost 30 years together.
Oh
What
wow.
was she like?
Different, happier. She loved helping those in need, but it no longer matters. She is the one who needs help now.
Where are we?
You have been to this plane before. You have brought many lost spirits through here.
Well, yes, but there was never a diner before.
I can understand your confusion, but it is not a real diner. It is metaphorical. As you know, there is a bond between the Countess and her current host, and the bond is represented by this diner. You will find out more inside.
That's weird.
Why is it represented by a diner?
The Countess used to spend lots of time in diners like these. You will find out more inside.
This bond, how do I break it?
Part of the Countess is trapped inside. You must find it and remove it.
Okay.
How did the Countess break the bond between you?
She did not break the bond, but moved it. To be rid of me, she had to form a bond with someone living. Someone who could, in essence, become her guide. How she acquired this knowledge, I do not know. I only know that it was accomplished.
Who did she pass it to?
Joe Gould. It was an easy task,
Oh.
since his mind was already broken. Upon Gould's death, it was passed on to Joseph Mitchell.
And now Charlie Meltzer.
Yes, it must be broken if this is to end.
So Joe Gould was actually her, replacement spirit guide, but Joe Gould died after meeting Mitchell, so that would mean that Joe Gould was not a victim of the Countess, but died because of some other reason, I guess.
This bond, how do I break it?
Part of the Countess is trapped inside. You must find it and remove it.
Okay.
Thanks, Madeline. I'm going to see what I can do.
I will be waiting right here.
Alright, let's go inside then.
For the upteenth time, I have no money for your fund.
Show some pity. At least lend us a cigarette.
Ahem. I believe we got company.
Ah. Miss, could you perhaps spare a few dollars for the Joe Gould Fund?
She just looks back and she's like, oh crap. So let's
He's on
talk
the
to
elderly
Joseph.
side, but his eyes look sharp and alert.
Because that is Joseph Mitchell. So let's
Hello.
ignore Joe
You're
Gould.
Joseph Mitchell, aren't you?
I believe you have the better of me, Miss
Blackwell. Rosangela Blackwell.
Blackwell, huh? I might have known.
You met my auntie.
Your auntie, yes. I do see a slight resemblance. I did warn her to leave well enough alone, but she was determined. Let's hope that you can do some good here.
What are you doing here?
We are echoes, leftovers, if you will. We were linked to the Countess when we were alive. When we died, part of ourselves got trapped here.
So you're not a ghost?
Not fully. I'm not sure what I am. I remember living, I remember dying, but I don't feel like Joseph Mitchell. All I know is that when I thought of death, an eternity with Joe Gould was the last thing on my mind.
Oh, poor guy, actually.
What is your connection to the Countess?
I don't know. I never met the woman. Joe Gould was the one who knew her. He had a special bond with her, apparently, but somehow he passed it on to me when he died. Next thing I knew, I was murdering people by writing about them. There was no choice. I had to stop writing.
I studied some of your work in journalism school.
Now that's just foolish. I was a relic, even before I died. The city I wrote about has long since evolved and changed into something completely different. But that's New York City, isn't it? Wouldn't be New York if it stayed the same year to year.
I'm sorry you had to stop writing.
So am I. But what else could I do? Let innocent people die? No, I don't regret the choice I made. Not for one moment.
I mean, that's really good of him.
Did you know Charles Meltzer?
Yes, I did. He worked at the New Yorker back in the late 70s. He would come into my office and ask about the old days, and I was happy to tell him. I knew he would never cut it as a reporter, but he had a very keen, analytical mind. I almost forgot all about him, but it appeared a link formed between us, nonetheless. When I died, my connection to the Countess passed on to him.
Charles Meltzer is using the Countess to kill people.
By accident?
No, on purpose. He sent her after me.
Now, that's a shame. I'm aware that through my actions I killed a few people, but I could forgive myself for it, since I was unaware of what I was doing. But many times I thought to myself, I have a weapon. It's untraceable. Nobody knows about it. I could use it, but I did not. I was tempted, but I did not. Not once. You have to stop Charles. Break this link. Destroy this place. No more innocents should have to die.
I mean, that's what we're trying to do.
How do I break this link?
I wish I knew. I'm afraid all this is a bit beyond me.
Okay.
Why did you write about Joe Gould?
He's a fascinating man. Intolerable creature, but fascinating. He exemplified everything about New York at the time. Its artistic expression, its frustration, its joy and heartbreak. His oral history, or the idea of it, energized the work of dozens of writers and intellectuals. But the more I got to know him, the less I wanted to be around him.
Wow.
Did you ever read Joe Gould's oral history?
That, it never existed. Or if it did, Mr. Gould never shared it with anyone, which amounts to the same thing.
You know why I never wrote it down. People would have died.
You didn't stop telling people you were writing it, did you?
What could I say? The truth? They would have chucked me in a loony bin.
Thanks for talking, Mr.
So
Mitchell. I'll see what I can do.
basically Joe Gould was having the same problem as Mitchell, where if he wrote about people, they would die. So he couldn't write the stuff down because it would kill people.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Joseph Ferdinand Gould. I am graduate of Harvard Magna Cum Difficultate and chairman of the board of Wheel and Woe Incorporated. In exchange for a drink, I'll recite a poem, deliver a lecture, argue a point, or take off my shoes and imitate a seagull. I prefer gin, but beer will do.
I've been hearing a lot about you lately.
My reputation precedes me.
I saw your portrait in the Minetta.
The Minetta. Yes, I'm quite famous there, you know.
I gathered.
It's all thanks to Mitchell, of course. The Joe Gould Fund filled its coffers nicely when he wrote his article.
What are you doing here?
I don't quite know myself. We've all got to be someplace. As I understand it, I was mentally linked to my old friend, the Countess. I wish I'd known. It explains everything that my work was trying to prove.
Your work?
I have had many callings. I studied the seagulls of the world and learned their language. I spent months measuring the heads of 1,000 Chippewa Indians. But before I died, I was putting to paper the most important literary work known to man, the oral history of our time. It was a compilation of the conversations of the city, overheard in bars, subways, street corners, and diners. Put together and studied properly, it would have revolutionized everything.
How would it have revolutionized everything?
We were all connected, every single one of us. But how? Think of the ramifications if we found out.
It sounds like quite an undertaking.
It was my life's work.
Yeah, but he couldn't write it down.
How did you know the Countess?
We met in a diner like this one. We'd often spend a week or two walking along the docks to discuss seagulls. She had many interesting theories on seagull linguistics. Then, one day, she disappeared. But a link had already formed between us. It's everything my oral history was trying to prove, that we were all linked.
The Countess is killing people.
Murder? No. No, I refuse to believe that. She couldn't hurt a fly.
Well, she didn't want to, but she did.
Why is she called the Countess?
That's what she chooses to call herself. Far be it for me to tell her otherwise.
The name doesn't seem strange to you?
When you lived a life like mine, you take people at face value. Who cares about names? I once knew another fellow without a name. Called himself the Deacon.
The Deacon? You knew the Deacon?
Oh yes, he was this gloomy career drunk. One summer night while sitting in a doorway of the Bowery, he caught the scent of sulfur. He looked up and saw the devil himself standing over him. Since that night he believed he lost his soul. Not the most charitable drinking companion, if I may say so.
No, he wouldn't be.
You knew him?
Sort of.
Fancy that.
Yeah. To be honest, that doesn't say a lot about the Deacon, because we already knew that from the first game.
What's your connection to Joseph Mitchell?
Ah, Mitchell, my benefactor. He made me quite famous, you know. But my goodwill only extends so far.
Why's that?
A cigarette. He has them. He won't give me one. It's demeaning to have to beg for one measly cigarette.
You want a cigarette?
Yes, I want a cigarette. It's a disgrace that I should have to beg for one.
Okay, so we're going to have to ask Mitchell for cigarettes.
I'd like to read the oral history.
And I'd like you to, but I'm afraid it belongs to the ages now.
There was also the problem of it never existing in the first place.
Of course it existed, only not on paper. It was over 3 million words, 3 times the size of the Holy Bible. The work transcended mere parchment and ink.
What about those essays you published in the Dial?
A passing fancy, nothing more.
You wrote essays?
For the now-defunct Dial magazine. I still have the originals. Do you want to see?
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to see that essay.
Here you go.
It appears to be an essay about insanity, but the handwriting is so awful I can barely make it out. Just as well. I don't have time to read all this stuff.
But I do. Insanity is a topic of peculiar interest to me, despite my theory that people with strong willpower and a sense of humor never go off their nuts. What? I almost have first-hand information about it. There have been times that when the black mood was in me, what? Used every bit of self-control that I possess to refrain from anything aloud or involving my hands in wild gestures that would have brought a curious crowd around me and eventually have landed me in the police station. I could very easily imagine myself myself or me as a maniac. Not all the time. The real me was not in symphony with the imposters. It made me feel that perhaps there was a basis or truth in the old idea that insanity was caused by forces external to the soul, much as witchcraft. Science affirmed this once, it may do so again. It seems to me likely that many who are held under observation or in detention are in I don't know what, this pitiable state. They may be judged lunatics because of the I know what they want to say, the unconventional antics of the outer body with which the mind may not be in accord. And I don't know what this says. Consider absurd. The grim part of it is that the fine... You know what, this probably doesn't matter. But I guess we want a
I don't
paperclip.
think he'll miss this.
Can I see the rest?
This handwriting makes my eyes water, but I think it's an essay about insanity.
I read
don't think
this.
it's important.
And nobody cares because that's not important.
Here you go.
It was interesting.
Always glad to share.
At least there actually was a text that was almost completely readable. So I am going to finish the episode off here, and next time we are going to see how we can break the link with, you know, with the Countess. So let's save this as Dinah. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I probably will have put a warning that the text doesn't matter. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode anyway, and I will see you next time. Bye!